I am in one of my favorite places on earth. I'm in the town of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And one of the things that we like to do on this channel are unboxings from the Gettysburg Museum of History. But here's the deal. Even though this probably, I'm here enough to where people think this is my home, I actually don't live here. So I can't always be here when things are being unboxed. So today, we're gonna go inside the museum over here in the annex, as a matter of fact, and take a look at some of the new items that have recently come in right here at the museum.
We're at the Gettysburg Museum of History Annex in my office, and we're going to do an episode of what's new at the museum. We've done a few of these already. It's kind of a teaser to let you know what's going to be coming out in the new museum building once we get it rolling. We're still in the middle of planning, and there's construction, so it's going to be a little while. So we want to keep teasing you with some things that come in, because as things have come in, we've been just archiving it lately instead of putting it out in the old museum, just simply because we don't have room. So I'm going to go over a few things. This is a big variety. I want to do a variety on this one. So this is a pillowcase or a pillow sham. It was something that would be sold at a PX store. You could buy it for your mother or your wife. And it's World War II era, and what's interesting to me is, you know, it's a paratrooper one, but it's also Camp Toccoa, Georgia. Those are extremely rare. I have 3 different ones, and I think there's maybe 1 or 2 other designs that I don't have, but you know, it wasn't open as long as some of the other camps, so getting something from there is pretty spectacular. This one I've never seen before. This came in very recently. Very unusual design. So I'm going to move over to a Vietnam era hat. This is a dress hat, and it's a pretty typical officer's hat, but what's neat about it is this actually belonged to Creighton Abrams. His name is inside. A lot of his items were sold at an estate sale, and one of the people that know us found this, and we have his uniform also. Doesn't really go with his hat. This is the dress whites, and the uniform we have doesn't go with it, but I just thought it would be great to add this to the collection. We have several of his items now, including his Distinguished Service Cross from World War II, which is a really great piece. This just came in. This is a 42nd Division helmet. It's a very late war swivel bail, but it's a front seam, but it has on the liner here a decal. So this decal probably dates to the occupation period, but this is a World War II configuration helmet. So those guys stayed around for occupation duty up until I think late 45, maybe even into 46, but I'm not sure about that. But anyway, this is named and everything, and it came with some other items as well. I'm going to jump over here. This is a Woodward desk set. Now, we have talked about them before. We did a whole video on this kind of material. This is some of the first manufactured artifacts that were sold to tourists in Gettysburg, and it was made by a guy named Woodward, and the distinctive feature on these compared to other desk sets is that he would engrave the shells and sometimes put a location. But we're always looking for these. These are from these date to the 1870s up until the early 1880s. People find these at flea markets or antique shops sometimes. So if you find one, please email us at info@gettysburgmuseumofhistory.com. We're very interested in these, just because they are indeed the first manufactured, sold artifacts from Gettysburg.
All right, now here are a few other things that are new to the museum that are really kind of unique. Here we have a sheet of stationery, and as you can see right here, this was the personal stationery of Adolf Hitler, and you can see here from the Ober-Salzburg, but what makes it really unique, you can see it's dated Salzburg, Austria, or it's from Salzburg, Austria, dated June 22nd, 1945. And this is an American soldier that is using Hitler's personal stationery in order to write a letter home to his folks. There's a guy by the name of Jerry. So that is kind of the ultimate flex right there. And then here we have a similar item. This was sent from a guy by the name of Lieutenant Colonel J. Selby Edgerton, and he was sending home a letter to his mother, again on stationery, but this was from the desk of Joseph Goebbels, and it's dated 17th of July, 1945. So on their own, those would be some pretty unique pieces, but having the personal touch of these American soldiers using it to write letters home to their family makes it exceptionally interesting.
This is a really interesting piece that came in just about a week ago. This is sometimes referred to as a hate belt. You usually see them with World War I belts. This is World War II, and this is tropical, meaning it's canvas instead of the normal leather that you see. It's an Army belt buckle. But the vet who took this put some insignia all the way around it to decorate it. And it's interesting, it even has a Russian or a Soviet insignia right there. But another interesting thing, we have the guy's name. He was from Pennsylvania. It was John M. Bonafonte. Here's a picture of him. He was in the Army Air Force. And he was billeted in England. And at one point, he gave this belt to some of the people that he was staying with in England. And he came back there after the war. Second war friends get together again, and they gave him the belt back. So this resided in England for several decades until he got it back. Thought it was an interesting story. And again, you don't see hate belts made from World War II belts that much. Now I'm going to go to this M1 carbine, and this I got last summer when I was in Italy with Andy Biggio, and this came out of a museum there, and it was from an 88th Division soldier, and his name is on the other side, Private Joe Gilderman, and he was in the 351st Regiment, and this is the crest for the 351st, and it says top shot in Italy. It's got the 88th Division symbol right here, but it has 3 swastikas, and I don't know if that's supposed to be an SS symbol or something, and I don't know what that means, but the guy at the museum that had this said that meant, you know, Army SS, or Army SS, Army, and this is maybe something else. I don't know, maybe, who knows. But I've never seen one like this carved, and I'm sure this was probably done during the occupation, because during, you know, combat operations, you probably wouldn't have time to do something like this. You may get in trouble for something like this. But at some point it was carved. Interestingly, I'd never seen anything like it. I just was over the moon about it. And recently, another collector contacted me. He hadn't seen this, but he had I believe it was a German Mauser that was carved in a similar way. So much so that it almost looked like maybe the same guy carved it. And it said something about Italy, and it was so similar, I couldn't believe it. And that's what happens a lot when you get something unique like this. Like you've never seen anything like it, and then all of a sudden you see another one or see 2 or 3 of them. But this is just an amazing piece, something that you just don't see very often, and we're happy to get it. It's you know, pulled out of a museum in Italy.